Hey guys, I got another battle here featuring my beastly Emolga. This battle came after a couple of 3-0 losses against Japanese players, but my fortune turned when this girl showed up. By the way, girl characters are actually quite rare on random Wi-Fi. So, she leads off with her Heracross, and I lead off with Sky the Emolga, like I often do on random Wi-Fi now. I don't know what to expect from this cross. I'm afraid that it was Scarfed, so I switched to my own Scarf Pokemon, Pandora the Hydreigon. So, because I think Pandora can survive the Stone Edge, and indeed she does, but with only 13 HP because of an unlucky crit. And then I see Heracross has a Flame Orb. Then again, I really didn't want Emolga taking that hit anyways. Especially since Hydreigon is the only one not on my team here that was not weak to Stone Edge, so I have her Fire Blast Heracross. It doesn't quite take it out. And then Pandora goes down to close combat. Well, I did get Heracross down to a low enough level so as to make the burn KO it instead. So down she goes, and yeah, there goes the burn damage from the Flame Orb. So double down the first turn, so I send Emolga back in just to scout, and next she sends in a Reuniclus, and I set up my light screen because Reuniclus pretty much has to be a special attacker, and my Emolga is specially defensive, as you probably know. So the Reuniclus uses Psychic. It does about 1/4 to Emolga, which is quite impressive actually. Of course the light screen is a huge help, but still, I Volt Switch out because Emolga really can't do anything to Reuniclus since it pretty much has to have a magic card. Reuniclus, that is. And send in Leavanny. And it's because I know the light screen will soften up any blows from Reuniclus. And thanks to light screen, Leavanny takes that hit quite well. I have to use X-Scissor, which almost takes Reuniclus out, but not quite. And then I take some Life Orb damage and another Psychic from Reuniclus, which leaves Leavanny with 11 HP. And I know one more attack will take out Leavanny, so I decided to send Emolga back in because it just seems pointless to lose another Pokemon just to take off a tiny bit more of HP. So I take another Psychic, and then I roost off the damage because I figured the light screen was going to end pretty soon anyway. This Emolga doesn't have a light clay. So yeah, I take another Psychic. It starts getting a bit repetitive around here, I'm sorry. And I have a special defense drop, and I decided to just finish off that Reuniclus with Volt Switch. I took advice from one of my subscribers and switched Charm out for Volt Switch, and it's a good thing I did, otherwise I would have been completely walled by that Reuniclus. So yeah, out comes Leavanny again, who is extremely weak. And her last Pokemon is a Hydreigon. Now I know Flick the Leavanny has outrun Hydreigon in the past, so I just see what's going on. And it goes first and uses Fire Blast, but I still don't know what to expect from it. Next, I send in Emolga, my last Pokemon. And seeing as that it used Fire Blast again, I suspect that then lead me to believe that this is a choiced Hydreigon. And I throw up my light screen once more, hoping to take one more hit so I can roost off the damage. And so it uses Fire Blast again, and Emolga hangs on with just 6 HP. She is just so cool. So I managed to heal off the damage. And I do believe this is a Scarfed Hydreigon. If it was Specs, I would have been screwed. So now comes a long, pretty long stall war. And here I was praying that Hydreigon would not crit, because if it did, I probably would be done for. It would have hurt. So yeah, a bunch of Fire Blasts from Hydreigon, and I know as long as I don't crit, I can out-survive Hydreigon because Roost has much more PP than Fire Blast. You can only use it up to 8 times after all. I lost count at this point, really. I think it's used it like 4 or 5 times now? I don't know. I'll leave it in an annotation to see how many times it's used. So I continue to roost in Toxic to cause some damage because I know I'm going to eventually force it to struggle because it is confirmed choice. So yeah, here comes some more Toxic damage and the light screen wears off. So she's another Fire Blast misses, which I find quite funny, and allows me to set up another light screen. By the way, I am very, very grateful that my opponent did not rage quit on me, because this was a cool battle, if stally. But it's short, that's why I didn't speed it up. If this was like a 6-on-6, I would have sped up this part. So, I finally do on the offensive and use Volt Switch, my only attack, and it actually does a fair bit of damage. It was a critical hit, though. I think Flick's luck transferred onto Emolga this time around. So now Hydreigon's run out of Fire Blast and has to struggle. And ends up taking itself out. And that's the match. Really. Emolga maybe NU, but this one is just so cool. I love her. So that's the end of the battle, so remember to comment, rate, subscribe, and challenge me.